My name is Elle, and I am the master of the monster known as Vacuum.
And I am the Susman Rick Susman, and I have never been more afraid of you in all of my life. And you are watching the Read Pile. Call for help. Run, Buster!
It's the week of June 11th, and here is some comic book news you can use.
Remember, you didn't introduce us right. We are coming to you from the Fortress of Nerditude. Hashtag Fortress of Nerditude. And it's a special episode at that. Forgot to mention this too. That's one in. We are Jessie-less, so there's no groaning or anything, or possibly graphics. Well, whatever. We're Jessie-less, and he can't tell us what to do. So I'm gonna do my no Jessie dance. So, comic news you can use. Magic School Bus is coming back, thanks to Netflix. It's not even comic book related, I don't even care. I just found out today. It's so awesome. The Magic School Bus coming back to Netflix. Also, okay, comic book related, they cast Kingpin. He's gonna be they got a Kingpin for the Daredevil TV series that's on Netflix. Like, Netflix is just like taking all the 20, 30 something comic book nerds like us, and they're like, hey, big time. So, Elle, why is this a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Really?
Yes. Well, okay, this is my Debbie Downer side of it all. I don't want them to ruin my childhood, because I have gone back to some of the cartoons, and I watched them on Netflix.
Thundercats. Yeah. Alright.
Even non-cartoon. I went and tried to watch Xena.
Xena was alright. It was okay.
First 10 minutes of the first episode.
Alright, but okay.
The first time she makes that noise.
It
wasn't the same.
Alright. But you're happy to hear about Magic School Bus coming back?
That I cannot imagine. It cannot possibly get
coming right off the heels, of course, of like Reading Rainbow, doing really awesome. It is a great time to be a kid of the late 80s, early 90s like we are. So, thank you Netflix and thank you LeVar Burton. You want to maybe review some comic books now?
Let's do it. Alright, ready for some comic book reviews. My stack is a little... Raccoon!
Oh god, my back! Oh, it didn't work.
Anyway, Okay, so... my pile was a little weak. I seem to have misplaced... Oh wait, no, I didn't even bother picking it up. Bye, Future's End. Well, anyway, so I did say a while back, Bee and the Puppycat. I said that I would go ahead and pick up the second issue, see what it's all about. I'll go ahead and be completely honest. This is such a vague storyline. It's clearly for children. Clearly. But I know that you hipsters are out there reading this and saying it is the greatest thing in the world. It's out there. You just don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. It's for a kid. It's clearly for a child that cannot follow a storyline for very long. Maybe a child with ADHD. This is perfect. In fact, you tech-savvy children out there, grab your phone, because in this issue, if you have a QR reader, the phone's being weird, you can actually go on their adventure and yeah, not that impressive. Okay, anyway, moving on. Batgirl, of course. You are the pick of the week. Gail Simone, you continue to make Barbara Gordon pretty badass. she's becoming more and more raw with every issue. And yes, it has a lot to do with everything that's going on. With her father being in jail for shooting her boyfriend, the boyfriend suing the dad now. It's insane. You gotta deal with Nightfall, and all that stuff's just falling apart, and it's just getting better and better. And yeah, I can't talk about the last page. Apparently the internet has exploded. Please don't talk about it. No, don't spoil it. Something huge happens at the end. Not really. At least not from my point of view. It's an awesome issue. I'm glad I read it, and it's obviously building up to something major that you need to be on board with. But the fact that everyone's like, don't spoil it, I really don't see what we're spoiling, and I don't see why it's such a big deal. It was a good issue, but it wasn't anything that we really need to hide. But out of respect, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm sure the rest of the internet will. So you can get on your internet and check it out. Or you could easily go to your comic book shop, pick up the issue, find out yourself. So, once again, Batgirl, Pick of the Week. Rick?
Well, thank you very much for those fine reviews this week, Elle. Now it is time to get to my Alright, now it is time to get to my read pile. Also not as substantial, kind of a small week. Sometimes these things happen in the world of comic books where we only get so many books per week. Amazingly this time I didn't find myself scouring the shelves to pick up more books. I actually just decided to just go with my read pile. Smaller, but sometimes that happens. Let's get to it. We have, first and foremost, Amazing Spider-Man number 1.2. That should be up here-ish now. I'm not even going to hold it up for too much longer because there's a nice glare because I keep mine in the plastic. So, Dan Slott does another fantastic issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I know, crazy, right? It's hard to believe that the guy can continue to do it, and yet he does. And it's awesome, and it's really good. I love the styling of the art. I've been over this, how it looks like it's from the 60s, even though it's obviously set in today, like kids with the Beats audio headsets and things like that. We finally get the first real battle of Spider-Man between his new nemesis. It's a good issue. It's very good, but I cannot condone this 1.2 ridiculousness. It's starting to get, well, it is agitating. It's not starting at all. It already is very agitating. If they had called this any other version of the comic, Amazing Spider-Man Learning to Crawl, issues 1, issue 2, issue 3, whatever. I don't understand why it has to be Amazing Spider-Man 1.1, 1.2. It's annoying. And because of that, it'll never be my pick of the week. Now, that said, I'm reading all of them and I'm enjoying all of them, but I just can't get by this 1.2 silliness. I'm sorry, I can't. Next up on the read pile for me is Justice League Unlimited. That is issue number 2. It is the Cosmos variant. Stargirl looking like a 50s pinup girl. What up? Pretty awesome. Another pinup special. Yes, we like the way they look around these parts. The bombshell covers, if you're not aware, are awesome. They're most all cover price too. Make sure you check those out at your local shop. Ask for the 50s bombshell DC Comics variants. Your comic bookery folks should have plenty of them. Justice League United number 2 was hilarious. It was actually very nearly my pick of the week, but the only downside to it was it got a little slow towards the middle where the Ranians are trying to explain who and what they are. I know who the Ranians are, I know who the Thangarians are, I know all about the Ran-Thangarian War, because thanks to DC, I had a billion comics about that way back in the days of Countdown to Infinite Crisis and all that other mumbo-jumbo. That said, if you're new to the comic, if you've never read anything about a Thangarian or a Ranian or any of these things, great issue for you. Lemire does another fabulous job. He's actually got to start doing more comedy books because the dialogue in there between Stargirl, Supergirl was hilarious. And then there's a great scene at the beginning of the book between Green Arrow and Animal Man. Of course, they're still getting on each other's chops. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I am going to say there's references to a teleportation arrow, a rocket pack arrow, or why Animal Man simply doesn't turn into a kangaroo and bounce home from their interstellar trip. Valid questions, both. Alright, pick of the week time. And if you couldn't figure it out, there was a new issue of Uber this week, and it is Uber 14. And let's get a shiny graphic up there, Jesse. Oh, I miss hearing him. At any rate, so Uber 14 should be around here-ish. This is actually a fabulous issue. I know I say it a lot about Uber, but I really liked this one. There's a great dynamic between the opening page and the very last page. Really, really, really interesting stuff. The story of 1945 World War II Germany, superpower, it all continues, but halfway through the issue, again, I was wondering to myself, how much longer can this book really go on? There's some crazy stuff that happened in the last couple of issues. Are we really going to get another arc out of this? Like, this can't keep going. And then the last 3 pages reminded me, oh right, Karen Gillan, he knows what the hell he's doing. This was fabulous. Really, really, really cool last page as well after the issue wraps up. Karen, as I've been mentioning a few times in the past, he will write little blurbs to you at the end, the reader. Check out what he has to say about how he sets up a scene in this issue. Really interesting stuff, not just from a reader standpoint, but from a potential writer standpoint as well. So if you're an up-and-coming writer-artist out there and you want to see how a guy like Karen sets up his scenes, it's in there, and it's really worth checking out. And that is my read pile.
All right, thanks for checking in with the read pile this week. Yay! Well, I'm hoping that maybe you can check out nerdupmedia.com. We got some awesome individuals attached to that page. But Rick, is there anybody else we need to thank?
Well, obviously we are thanking our buddies with Nerd Up Media. Our digital empire grows. Mm-hmm. The Nerd Up Media empire continues. But specifically, we want to thank Geekmom.com. Yep. They have a Facebook page, they have a website, it's awesome stuff. It's cool, nerdy stuff, and it's specific for moms, geek moms, nerd moms, if you will. Something that you may be someday, perhaps.
I have cats.
You have cats. Yeah, I forgot. I was halfway through that.
They're
I realized
old.
that, yeah, your cats. Okay, so geekmom.com. I guess we should pull in a graphic. You wanna like drag it from over here? Jesse's not here to. We can do anything. We can do anything. We can do like a Hadouken graphic.
I wanna just.
What do you want? You want to just
like an Atomix.
Oh, okay. So you want to like. I'm pretty sure that worked. Yep. Okay. We don't have anything else to say. That's it.
I'm lonely here.
Thank you for watching the read pile. No after credit stuff, unless Jesse tampered with something. Now I'm scared.
Rick doesn't think I'm gonna be on the show this week, huh? Well, he's wrong. I'm gonna be on the show this week.